Hello once again, and welcome to another episode of Inside IUE Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock. On today's episode, we'll be talking with Mallory Livingston about her accomplishments this past season, and Franklin Christ will also have a wolf tale on today's episode. But joining me first, Mallory Livingston, to talk a little bit about this past season and your accomplishments. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
And this year was a really fun year, I thought. The team chemistry was different than any other year. I just felt like everybody on the team had good connections with each other outside the court as well. We all kind of hung out, and there wasn't a lot of cliques going on. You know,
Right. Sometimes
that happens with different classes and stuff. And so overall, I'd say that was my favorite part of this year. And then we were pretty competitive. We got second regular season. I wish we would have done that in the tournament as well,
Right.
but I mean, it is what it is at the time. But overall, I'd say good, competitive, fun year.
How would you compare this team to the other three teams you've been on here during your career?
This year, I'd say the mindset was different, especially from my sophomore and junior year. Everybody everyone had the drive, especially at the end of the season. Normally, the last couple of years at the end of the season, we've kind of been like, oh, okay, it's almost over, sort of thing, and everyone's kind of slowed down a little bit. And I felt like this year we really kicked it into high gear, you know, towards the end,
Right.
and we didn't peak too early. We kept going up as the season went, and I think we hit a good spot at the end of the year, and we just had an unfortunate game there at the end, but I think this year was good. And then my freshman year, that's a little different. I had about 4 All-Americans on my team
Right.
that year, and a lot of senior and junior upperclassmen leadership. So that year was a little different. Unfortunately, there was only 2 upperclassmen this year, me and Morgan Steinbruner. Right. So it kind of makes a difference having a little bit of a different mentality with older teammates. But overall, I think the freshmen really kind of stepped up this year. Right. And knew that they kind of had an opportunity to do good things this year. Sure. So I think they did well.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your accomplishments this past season. You were the KIAC Attacker of the Week 5 different times. Tell us about that.
That was really exciting. I didn't expect that at all, to get that so many times. But it was funny because on the bus ride for one of our last few tournaments, I got it the 3rd time. And we only had about 4 weeks left of potential weeks that I could get it. Right. And Bella, the setter DS, she was like, you have to get it 5 times. She told me this. She's like, I'm telling you have to get it 5 times. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'd have to get it 2 out of the next 4. I was like, this is going to be kind of hard. She's like, you're going to do it. And I don't know, somehow I did. And it was exciting because I got it that very last week. And right. We'd only played 1 game that week, so I was really surprised. So it was definitely an exciting aspect of this year.
You're also named the All-Conference team. Tell us about that.
That was also, I mean, every accomplishment I'm grateful for, and I appreciate that other teams recognize me in the conference. And it was just something that I set a goal for myself this year, seeing as I had gotten it last year. And so it was just something that I had standards for myself to do again this year, and so I was happy to accomplish it.
And on top of that, you were the Player of the Year. How about that?
Yeah, that one I definitely wanted to get again, because this happened in high school where I got it as a junior, and then I didn't get it as a senior. So I was like, this cannot happen again in college. So I was like, I got it as a junior, so I really was hoping to right. get it again this year as a senior to kind of redeem myself from high school.
All right, then on top of that, All-Region Player of the Year. How about that too?
That was I think we switched regions this year, so I didn't know that. So I got the message and it said, I don't even know which region it is, but we were Northwest, I think, and they told me I was some other region, all team or something, right. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know we switched. So that was kind of a pleasant surprise, and I think we're in the same conference as or the region is the Crossroads and stuff, right. And I know that's a competitive conference, and so I was happy this year because I know we're in a competitive region, and not that we weren't before, but right. So that was exciting, just moving up to different divisions.
All right, and then on top of that as well, you were an NAI All-American. What's that feeling like?
That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
My mom was like crying when I told her, of course, but that's really exciting. That was, of course, my ultimate goal. I mean, I wanted all those other goals along the way, but that was my ultimate goal as a senior this year, and I can't really describe how it feels. It's just kind of crazy to say, hey, like, I'm an All-American. I don't know, it's exciting. So I was glad I could kind of bring that to IU East, I guess.
All right. Well, senior season and college in the books now. What's the plans coming up next?
Well, it's kind of weird because everything kind of stopped all at once, volleyball and school, and so I feel like I have so much time on my hands. I think I might read a couple books this winter, and then I'm going to start grad school in the spring at Wright State. I'm going to get my MBA, and I'm kind of going to go from there. So right now I'm moving to Dayton, but I'll be back to support my other teammates in some of their games this year, and I really want to see the new gym. So that's my plans right now.
All right. Well, playing any more volleyball at all, or going to possibly get into coaching or anything?
I actually just played yesterday, and I'm really sore, and it's just an adult league. My old high school coach needed someone to fill in, and I was like, sure. I haven't played in a month, and I can tell I haven't played in a month now because I can't really move today very well. But it was fun. We actually won our tournament, so that was exciting. As for coaching, I think I might wait until I have kids one day, and I think eventually, once I get older, I can see myself wanting to coach them in volleyball. So, but nothing too major, nothing like college or anything like that.
All right. Anything else you want to add today?
Nope. Just it was a good career, and I'm happy with my choice at IU East, and I thought it was overall, I really enjoyed it here.
Well, we're all glad to have you as part of Red Wolf Nation here as well. Thanks for joining me today, and best of luck in your future.
Thanks.
There you have it from Mallory Livingston talking about how the team did this past season as well as some of her accomplishments this season. We'll be right back with more Inside IUE Sports.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to Inside IUE Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock. It's time to talk a little bit about the indoor track and field season, and joining me to do so is track and field assistant coach Michael Coyle. Michael, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, just start off by telling us about how the UIndy Winter Break meet went.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a really good weekend. We got exactly what we were looking for in the weekend. We broke several indoor records that were set last year and in 2011. We can kind of start off on the men's side. Hayden Stuckwish in jumps. He did really well for us. He's a first-year student here at IU East, transferred from Indiana State. He broke the long jump record. He ended up jumping 6.52 meters. He also got sixth place in long jump and in high jump. So he did really well for us. Marcus Strummer, he's a first year. He's a freshman from Monroe Central. He ran the 200-meter dash and broke the indoor record there as well. So we had a really good day. Parker West, coming off of cross country, he ran the 5,000 meters, an indoor record there as well. That was set last year by Seth Prince. And then Cole Dudley, he did really well for us, and he set the 3,000 indoor run record. So just a really good day on the men's side.
How about the women's side?
Yeah, so Trisha Spivey, first year again. She's a freshman. She broke the high jump record. She ended up jumping 1.62 meters, which was really, really good. So we're really excited to build off her season. Mackenzie Bowles, she came in this year. She broke the long jump record on the women's side. We had a lot of good individual performances as well. We had we had Kaylee Simpson throws. She did weight throw and shot put. Did really well for us, and I'm really excited to see where she goes the rest of the season.
All right, well, let's take a look ahead to the schedule. The next one is coming up on January 29th. That's at Trine University. Tell us about what you expect that meet to be like.
Absolutely. So the UIndy meet, we kind of looked at it as, a way for the freshmen and the first-year students to just get acclimated to the indoor atmosphere. And that's kind of where we're going to build off of for the Trine meet. So Trine we look at as our real competitive meet. That's where we've had our eyes set on this entire time. That's where we're going to go and really show the rest of the conference. All right, this is what we've got. It's really to look out for.
Okay, and then on February 6th, Anderson University Invitational. You guys went there last year. What do you expect it to be like?
Yeah, so last year, if you remember last year, we hadn't had an indoor meet for a long time. Right. So last year is kind of the first showing of our indoor capabilities. So we're really excited to show the rest of the people that are attending that meet kind of where we've come in that year. We've, as a track and field team, we've really expanded. We've almost doubled our program in just this short year. So we're really excited to get to Anderson and say, all right, this is a lot of schools that we're going to compete with for the rest of the rest of the season. So we're really excited to get there and show them, this is IU East and this is what we've come from.
How does the indoor season over the winter help prepare for the spring season? For
Absolutely, outdoors? Yeah. So we use it kind of as like a training, kind of a springboard into the outdoor season. It's a really good way to gauge where you're at, to see where your training has come. Some of the athletes have gone through a lot of different trainings over the off season. With the distance and middle distance guys and girls, they've come from cross country from the majority of them. So trying to get them to transition into track can be daunting, but with this indoor season kind of starting early with this December meet, we're kind of using that as a springboard, like I said, into the spring semester.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add about the indoor season? Not
anything in particular. Just we're really excited to get the season going. We're really excited to be back into it. Coach Dave and Coach Crowley, as a coaching staff, we're just ready to get this season, off to a start, and we really got it going last week, Friday.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great meet at UIndy, and best of luck on the next two.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it from track and field assistant coach Michael Coyle talking about the UIndy winter break meet, as well as a look ahead to Trine and Anderson. We'll be right back with more Inside IU Sports. And welcome back to Inside IU Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock. IU East Wolftails reporter Franklin Christ had a chance to sit down and talk with IU East women's golfer Bree Nowak about life on and off of the golf course. Here's Franklin and Bree talking about her life on and off the course.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Wolf Tales. I'm your host, Franklin Christ, and joined with me today is women's golfer Bree Nowak. Bree, how are you?
Good.
Okay, Bree, firstly, everybody I know, especially myself, we're all wondering, you're from Wisconsin. Our first signee, I believe, in any sport to come from Wisconsin. What draws you to IU East all the way up from the cold lands up there and up north?
It's definitely, like, the weather's a lot nicer down here,
Sure.
I guess. That's definitely a factor. And I really wanted something different, and moving down here, I guess, fit both those
Sure.
criteria with golf and everything too.
Sure. Now, how do you, obviously IU East not a huge school, how do you come across a school such as IU East?
I kind of focused on looking at schools with my major in anywhere down south, and then I just kind of started emailing coaches, and then we were talking back and forth. And then I just visited a bunch of schools down here, and this one just really stuck with me. I really liked it.
Cool, nice. I know Joe Griffin, the AD, obviously, in his first really couple of years building the program, really has harped to me as well, with a lot of the ideas that he's got for not only the women's team, but the men's team as well moving forward. But how big of a role has he played in your growth here in your young career here at IU East?
I think he's really helped us focus on the big picture of things, and he's obviously helped us out at practices. He keeps us on focus and everything, and he really sets our goals for big picture things and in the future. And I think that's really helpful because it's harder to see those by yourself, and then he'll really give you some good insight. And he's had a lot of experience with really high caliber teams in the past, so that's really helpful as well.
Okay. Now, obviously, coming in, I'm not sure what your expectations were exactly, not only for school but for golf as well. What were some of those expectations that you had coming in?
My personal goal was just to kind of keep my average under 80. That was my big goal, and I definitely didn't expect to win at all. That was kind of a shock to me, but I just wanted to get better. That was my main thing. Just golf more, get better, improve, and keep improving. That was my big thing.
What all did you know about IU East before coming down here, golf-wise and school-wise?
I know I obviously kept tabs on how well you guys did, I guess, when I was a senior after I'd signed, and I was just keeping tabs on that. But other than that, I guess I didn't really know a whole lot. I know when I visited, Joe told me that he's trying to build and just improve the program, so I knew that was the goal. And yeah, that was pretty much about it.
Joe's talked to me a lot about some of the recruits that he's possibly got coming in. Do you feel like you play any role in part of the possible building and recruiting process for future years?
I think so. I think he's just trying to improve, and one of his main things when I came here was he wanted to know how dedicated I was, and with practicing and everything, it's really big to have people that want to be out there and want to be doing things. I think that's what our team is right now. We all just want to get better. And we're all just here to improve.
Sure. Going back to Wisconsin a little bit, obviously you said earlier that you guys probably got about 4 or 5 months of good, solid, warm weather up there. What is it that you guys do up there a lot outside of play golf?
There's a lot of winter sports. I snowboard a lot, and probably doing that a lot when I go home for Christmas. And snowmobiling's big, and we actually have snowfing tournaments sometimes.
I'm sorry?
Snowfing, it's snow golf.
Oh, okay.
And you basically, it's on a lake, and they ice auger holes. So they're bigger, and you play with a tennis ball, and you just have one club, and you just hit it around a lake. It's like a charity event that one of the places next to my golf course does, so that's really fun.
Okay.
But other than that,
now, is this a pretty broad thing? Is this something that a lot of people do up there, or is it just kind of a side thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of people that do it, for that one fundraising event, but I don't think it's people don't just make snowfing courses around, I guess.
Now, I know hockey's always been something that's been really big up there. Is that something that you're into?
I've never played hockey. I've watched a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
But it's really big up there. I've skated a couple of times, but I've never really played. It's kind of something I always wanted to get into, but never did.
Now you mentioned snowmobiling. Is that something you're into too?
My grandfather had a snowmobile, so we'd mess around with it, but we wouldn't go on trails. We just haul each other behind it and stuff. But that's a lot of fun. Those machines are pretty powerful. Now
I know are you into skiing at all?
No, just snowboarding.
No, okay. Well, I know Lawrence, down in Lawrenceburg, down by Cincinnati, they actually have a slope down there. It's called Perfect North. A kid on my team, he actually he went down there quite a bit this past year and did a lot of, snowmobiling, but skiing down there as well. But have you kind of introduced the idea of winter sports to your teammates down here?
I have a little bit. I've asked them if they ever done it and everything like that. So maybe I have to try to get them out there in the winter.
Now, obviously, I said I've not been from Wisconsin, but what's the biggest difference that you've noticed from Wisconsin to Indiana life?
Well, golf-wise, the courses are a lot different. I guess the ball rolls a lot farther here, which is nice off the tee, but not really fun in approach shots.
Yeah, sure.
But other than that, in day-to-day life, there's really not a whole lot of difference other than it's a little bit warmer here.
Yeah.
It's not a huge difference, but other than that, it's pretty much the same, cornfields and
Yeah, right.
all that.
Now we'll talk a little bit about golf here before we wrap it up. Obviously, you know, we've talked about your expectations for the game, but outside of the conditions, the firmness conditions of the golf courses, what's some of the other differences you noticed of golf courses?
Distance, I guess, going from high school to college. I mean, you're looking at a little bit longer, but other than that, I mean, probably the atmosphere is a little bit different. People take it a lot more seriously in college compared to high school. And
Sure.
I guess I never really went to any college meets up back home, but that was a big difference for me.
Sure. Now, being from Wisconsin, you got to be a Badger fan now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know myself, you know, I've been a Purdue fan my whole life, so, you know, I catch a lot of grief for that, obviously being here at an IU institution. But is that something you've come across people talking about, is, you know, college sports at the Division I level, talking about IU, Wisconsin, anything like that?
I haven't really gotten any heat about it yet, but maybe when basketball season starts picking up and all that. But I know one of the girls on my golf team is a UK fan, so I give her a lot of heat for that. But
yeah, as you should, as anybody should. Well, Bree, I really appreciate you joining me here this afternoon, and those of you watching at home, really appreciate your time as well, and we'll see you next time here on Wolf Tales.
I am your physician.
I am your caregiver.
I'm your spiritual support.
I
I'm here to help you be independent
and achieve your optimal health.
But I am also a cancer survivor.
I am living with diabetes.
I am a chef.
And an artist.
I am your neighbor.
I am the face of Reed Health.
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 Reed Health, right beside you.
And welcome back to Inside IUE Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock. That sound you just heard means that it is time for Wolf Center. Wolf Center is where I take a look back at last week's IU East results and ahead to next week's schedule. You can download the Wolf House sound you just heard for free by downloading the free IU East Athletics app at the iTunes App Store or at Google Play. Now taking a look back at last week's IU East results, on December 8th, the women's basketball team defeated West Virginia University Tech 108-83. Tia King had 36 points, setting the school record. Also on December 8th, the men's basketball team defeated 19th ranked WVU Tech 88-79. Houston Clark had 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. On December 11th, the women's track and field team was at the University of Indianapolis winter meet. Trissa Spivey was 3rd place in high jump, setting the school record. Also on December 11th, the men's track and field team was at the UIndy winter meet. Hayden Stuckwish placed 4th in high jump, setting the school record. On December 12th, the women's basketball team fell to Spring Arbor in overtime 62-60. Bailey Dryman had 17 rebounds, also a new IUE school record. On December 19th, the women's basketball team will be at home against Carlow. Tip-off at 1 p.m. at the Richmond High School Tiernan Center. Also on December 19th, the men's basketball team will be at home against Carlow. Tip-off is scheduled for 3 p.m. at Richmond High School. Both games will be live at IUERedWolves.com. On December 21st, the women's basketball team will be at home against IU South Bend. Tip-off at 1 p.m. Coverage will be on WETV as well as IUERedWolves.com. Then on December 23rd, the men's basketball team travels to Bankers Life Fieldhouse to take on St. Francis. Tip-off will be at 10 o'clock p.m. Coverage will be at IUERedWolves.com. In order to be admitted to the game, you must have a ticket for the Pacers and Kings game to attend the IUE St. Francis game. That concludes this week's episode of Inside IUE Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.